Hello and welcome to my little end of the summer special where I'm going to say my top 5 best and worst movies of the summer. First, let me give my ratings for some of the movies this summer that I either didn't review because I was on hiatus or just had no desire to review. So here are some long lost ratings. I like to keep things positive around here, so let's start out with the best. My number 5 pick just barely beat The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker is an excellent film, but this film is even better. It's Drag Me to Hell from May. Drag Me to Hell is an excellent film, and not just because it's a well-made horror film or because it's extraordinarily tense or the ending totally throws you off balance and gives you an excellent twist, but I had a great experience seeing this film. I saw it in a loud, raucous audience, and also I saw it with a friend that I never ever see. So this was an excellent experience at the movies, as well as being just an awesome, fun film. The fourth best movie of the summer is 500 Days of Summer. I put this on here because a lot of romantic comedies tend to follow the same formula a lot of the time. But this told a really unique story in a really unique way. It also used some really cool filmmaking techniques, so kudos. And also, it's just a really funny movie that if you're in a big crowd or with a bunch of friends, you'll have a good time. And it's also one of the better romantic comedies of the year, if not the best. My number 3 pick is Inglourious Basterds. Now, if you remember a week ago when I reviewed this film, it was critical, but I still enjoyed it. But however, I've been thinking about this movie all week, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this film now. Sure, the dialogue lingered a little bit, but the more I analyze it, I just kind of think that it needed to linger on in some scenes, like the scene with the dessert or whatever it was called. But the charade scene was too long. Anyway, even though the dialogue lingered, it's still a very well-made movie that's really fun, and also it has excellent performances by Brad Pitt and Christoph Waltz. So this is still out, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. The second best movie of the summer is Star Trek, a movie that brought in new fans while still entertaining old ones. It's an amazingly entertaining film that features great performances, great effects, and just a whole lot of fun. And when I saw it, I thought it was this summer's Dark Knight. What could possibly be better than this? What could possibly beat this great of a science fiction film? Well, my number 1 pick of the summer is District 9, an even better science fiction film. Everything about this movie is just made of pure brilliance. I could write a full thesis about it, but I won't. I'll spare you. But basically, the action is stunning, the visual effects are mind-blowing, and the movie is just so thought-provoking. While Star Trek is just kind of a really fun movie, this movie makes you squirm sometimes. And I really appreciate the cojones on all the filmmakers involved. And this is just an excellent film. If you haven't seen this film, what are you doing watching my top 5? Go out and see it, because this is the best film that came out this summer. You've seen the best, but what about the worst? Moon. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but don't start writing hate mail yet. Let me explain. This movie, to me, was just a boring slog through nothing. And I know that's the point of the film, but still. Something has to happen. And just having a random clone walking around doesn't really work. And I thought this movie just never ever took off. It just stayed in one static position throughout the entire film. But I will acknowledge the one good thing about it. Sam Rockwell does give an Oscar-worthy performance. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine exposition. Then the crappiest movie ever known. Okay, for the sake of everybody, I'll stop singing, but Land of the Lost was really bad. I know I gave it a decent review when I actually saw it, but the more I think about it, the more I just see it's just a very, very rushed hack job flick. Sure, there's a couple laughs in it, and Will Ferrell can always just make me laugh due to a mannerism, but the effects were bad, the story was awful, and the movie is just really cheesy, so that's how it landed in number 4. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now, I know I said I enjoyed this in my How Can a Deadpool Spin-Off Work movie, but really, this is just a hack job. Fox should be ashamed of themselves for making just a very rushed, badly acted from everyone besides Ryan Reynolds, really, and very just bad visually movie, that I had to wait outside for an hour and a half for this movie. I've been waiting all summer for, not really all summer because it's the first movie out, but I was waiting all year for this, and it just kind of sank. So this was just a disappointment on all levels, and I hope next year Iron Man 2 doesn't continue this trend. I hope it is like awesome. So X-Men Origins Wolverine, sucky disappointment, and that's about it. G.I. Joe, The Rise of Suck. Yeah, G.I. Joe was really bad. It had way too much cheesy humor. The visual effects looked like a cutscene out of Super Mario Brothers, and the action sequences basically ripped off every other movie out there. So this was just a bad movie that just shouldn't have been made. But it wasn't nearly as bad as Year One, which is my #1 pick. This was just a big crap of a comedy. Jack Black and Michael Cera will not stop playing the same characters. It used the same stupid, immature humor that you've seen 1,000 times. It doesn't do anything original. There's nothing funny in it. Don't go see it for the life of you. This movie sucks.